listening to The ShakeUp, streaming live in the ShakeUp mobile app and online at www.theshakeupam.com.
All right, it is The ShakeUp, and so I'm Alex the Great.
I'm Tiff Lanelle.
Thanks so much for sitting in, Tiff. And yesterday, Donald Trump held a press conference.
45.
He held a press conference to address the things that have come out during the week. So what did we find out during the week? That during the campaign, people in his campaign were having constant conversations with Russia and Russian officials, people from the Russian delegation. They were all in, and the people that were having the conversations, Paul Manafort, who was his campaign manager before Kellyanne Conway. So if you don't know much about it, you don't remember it. I know we have short-term memory because there's so much information. Paul Manafort was his campaign manager prior to Kellyanne Conway. Little known fact for some of y'all that wonder where the hell Kellyanne came from, because I know towards the end of his campaign, all of a sudden she was everywhere, and people were like, who the hell is this hoe?
She was supposed to be his Olivia Pope.
Who is this? She was actually Ted Cruz's campaign manager first. For those of you that didn't know. A lot of people, when I tell them that, they're like, she was what? Lion Ted? Remember that? Yeah. She just jumped ship when it wasn't working out.
Like, quickly, too. Like, oh, okay.
Right. So, Paul Manafort in constant communication with the Russians. The Mike, what's his name?
No. Mike,
he just resigned. Well, quit. Either he resigned, they fired him, they asked him to resign. It's been the same story all week long. Michael Flynn. Yeah. So, insane, right? All of this, a Russian spy ship was discovered on the coast of Delaware. Like, these things that you're not paying attention to, these are actually important, because Donald 45 is ready to hand the United States over to Russia.
I'm telling y'all,
for the right
news
dollar.
Ticker news.
For the right dollar amount.
Yeah.
And so he held a press conference yesterday where he completely attacked the media.
I'm sorry, it's now off the Virginia coast, just FYI.
Oh, it's moved.
Yeah, it's off the Virginia coast.
Cool. He is literally attacking the media in every way. Okay, so he held a press conference pretty much to let everyone know that their thoughts about what was going on were unfounded. The media has been making all of this up.
This was after he thanked them for being there and saying that it's such an honor to have you all here. And then in the next breath, fake news. I don't understand. How do you go from, it's just such an honor to have the press here and to have all of you present here for this press conference. I'm just really grateful that you're all here, to it's all fake news. The media keeps telling a bunch of lies. It's all alternative facts, literally in the next breath.
Well, to me, it's fine. We can't just blame everything on Trump, right? And that's what the right believes that we're doing. And I hate these right-left designations, but that's really what they think. They think, okay, well, y'all just think everything he does is wrong. No, we just call wrong. Like, you can just look at wrong and this is wrong.
You call a lie a lie.
You can't. First and foremost, you had 18 months of free press coverage because you're Donald 45, because you're him. For 18 months, while other politicians were paying and raising millions of dollars for campaign ads, because you're so outrageous, the media elected you because they kept you on our screens. We kept you on our airwaves for 18 months. So now, all of a sudden, the media is just against you when really it's the media that got you elected. We can blame people in the Rust Belt and Middle America all we want, but we kept him in the forefront.
We made him relevant.
He was everywhere because of who he is and because it's so outrageous. I remember what I was doing. I had run home for a second. I got an alert that he was about to have a press conference announcing that he was about to become the president. Wherever I was going, I ended up I think I missed an appointment because I turned on my TV and I was like, this is classic. This is amazing TV because he's an entertainer and I respect him as that. I was like, he is making an ass out of America and America's just eating it up during the announcement.
Yep.
I was like, this is outrageous. It's crazy. And people are taking him seriously. I laughed about it. I talked about it for a whole week. Like, this is insane. This is a joke, right? No joke. So you cannot bash the same people that made you who you are. You can't just all of a sudden discredit them. Now they're worthless.
Apparently he can.
And he did. So during his press conference too, he was really I think it's interesting when you see a president that becomes really combative and defensive. And you already have a press secretary, Sean Spicer, who is ridiculously combative and a crybaby. So where it went wrong is when a black reporter asked him a question.
That's not where it went wrong. That's just
okay.
One of the moments.
One of the moments that went wrong.
One of the train wrecks.
That a lot of us took offense to because it was like, okay, bro, like really, she asked you a legitimate question, and just take a listen to what he had to say. This is
45.
45. I lost her name already. This is horrible. I'm not prepared today. Just take a listen to this black reporter asking him a question.
The inner cities. Are you gonna include the CBC, Mr. President, in your conversations with your urban agenda, your inner city agenda, as well as?
Am I going to include?
Are you going to include the Congressional Black Caucus and the Congressional Hispanic
Well, I would.
Caucus,
I tell you what. Do you want to set up the meeting? Do you want to set up the meeting?
No.
Are they friends of yours?
I'm just a reporter.
No, set up the meeting.
I know some of them, but I'm sure.
Let's go set up a meeting. I would love to meet with the Black Caucus. I think it's great. The Congressional Black Caucus. I think it's great. I actually thought I had a meeting.
Let me analyze this. This is what happens when somebody doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay? Let's just go through this logically and slowly. Because when somebody doesn't know what the hell you're talking about,
they repeat everything you say.
The inner cities. Are you gonna include the CBC, Mr. President, in your conversations with your urban agenda, your inner city agenda, as well as?
Am I going to include?
Are you going to?
Am I going to include who?
So I think when it comes down to it, if I say, great example, this just happened right here. Tiff, you going to see YF and Lucci?
Am I going to see who?
You don't know who the hell that is.
No clue.
Include the Congressional Black Caucus and the Congressional Hispanic Caucus.
Well, I would. I tell you what. Do you want to set up the meeting? Do you want to set up the meeting?
No.
Are they friends of yours?
What the
Are
hell?
They friends of yours?
What the hell is that?
Yes, you know what, 45? I know every black person in America. I know every member of the CBC.
Yes,
I
Jerome, Jethro, and Barbara Jenkins, they are all my cousins.
All my cousins. Jerome is actually my uncle. Let me call him up really quick and see if I can get the Black Caucus to meet with... Keep playing the clip.
Jerome Jenkins.
Jesus have mercy.
Jethro Jennings. And Barbara Wiggins. They are all my cousins.
All my people. Let me call them real quick. Get them to
Ernie
meet
Johnson.
with you. Let me call my people real quick.
Come on, bruh.
No, set up the meeting.
I know some of them, but I'm sure.
Let's go set up a meeting. I would love to meet with the Black Caucus.
The thing is, let's go. That's what you say when you're ready to square up with somebody. Let's go. All right, you want to get with me? You want to get with me? Let's go. Like, she's not even coming at you, bruh. That's her job. Her job is to ask you if you are going to address these people, involve yourself, connect with this group of people. This group of constituents, this is all within your purview and responsibility as a president.
You should know, and it's so clear that he doesn't know who. I would have loved to hear April Ryan, who's the black reporter. I would have loved for her to not say what the CBC was. For her to just say, "Are you going to invite?"
She couldn't help it. That's her job. She's a reporter.
I know.
So she has to provide a clarification. She's trying to.
She's
trying to get a response.
This is why I couldn't be a reporter. I'm petty. I'm not telling you who the CBC is. I want you to figure it out for yourself. Because had he said something dumb, like the Frederick Douglass
comment. Is that
comment,
a version of the CDC?
Right. Listen. Me, as a radio personality,
I love the CDC. I think they're very good
up.
for the environment. They help protect us.
Listen. And then Sean Spicer would have came out later. He mistakenly heard CDC. That was just a mistake.
It's a common mistake.
Common mistake.
B, D, they sound alike.
They sound the same. It's the same letter. No, it's not. It's not.
This
You're
administration.
lie.
So I think on the other side of outrage, April Ryan, kudos to you just for
Listen, I love her.
holding your own.
For those who don't know, April Ryan is the same reporter who asked another question and asked Sean Spicer another question. What was that, 2 weeks ago? And he responded and said that 45 had met with Martin Luther King Jr. and she tried to help him and say, "You mean his son?" This is the same black reporter. So she keeps trying to give them an opportunity to get it right, and they keep messing it up.
So far, he's going to meet with the CDC. He's met with Frederick Douglass and Martin Luther King
Jr. Now, the CBC responded. They said, "Hi, Donald Trump. We're the CBC. We sent you a letter on January 19th, but you never wrote us back. Sad." And then they linked the letter.
All right. In other ass clown news, he that was my word for him for like once I decided that I couldn't. If you think about an ass and a clown on an ass, that's what he looks like. All right.
I'm sorry. This is a lengthy letter too. We're gonna have to.
There was a survey released to America, and I want to know.
I do not even want to talk about
the question that I want to know is: are you being represented correctly? Because they are going to come with the results of this survey. And if you want to follow along on the questions, you can just click watch on the ShakeUpAM.com or watch in your ShakeUp app. We've got the questions, and I want to go through these questions and find out, like, in all seriousness, what are we getting at here?
Let's just begin.
Now, they had taken the survey down this morning
with a very rude error message that said the similarity between Hillary Clinton and this link is they're both dead broke. That's probably the rudest error message I've ever seen on a website in my entire life. That is rude. This survey and this website, by the way, are paid for by the Republican National Committee.
I thought you said that this segment was sponsored by the Republican National Committee.
Hell
no.
no.
What the hell are you talking about?
No.
No.
All
right. So the purpose of this survey is really to find out if you believe it's called a mainstream media accountability survey.
We know.
Now they've taken it down in the last hour. It's just recently come back up. You may see it in your timeline. If it is, if you do see it, tweet us and let us know at the ShakeUp AM. This survey is, which to me the most asinine piece of this is the current presidential administration looking to obstruct the freedom of the press by coming back with statistics that they are going to skew from a website hosting this survey, action.donaldjtrump.com. Sponsored by the GOP, the Grand Old Party. All right, so here's the question, Tiff. Let's. Do you believe that the mainstream media has reported unfairly on our movement, the Trump movement?
No.
Do you think that the media is, because the options are yes, no, no opinion, or other?
No.
Okay. They don't have a why or why not, so I'll move on. Do you trust MSNBC to report fairly on Trump's presidency?
Yes.
So you don't think it's skewed to the left? It's viewpoints that are not in the middle? We don't look at both vantage points?
Continue.
How about CNN? Do they report fairly on Trump's presidency?
Yes.
Do you trust Fox News to report fairly on Trump's presidency?
No.
Okay. On which issues does the mainstream media do the worst job of representing Republicans? Immigration. Select as many that apply. Immigration, economics, pro-life values, religion, individual liberty, conservatism, foreign policy, or Second Amendment rights.
The answer I actually have is not listed, so...
What's your answer?
Let me repeat the question, then I'll give my answer. On which issues does the mainstream media do the worst job of representing Republicans? None. Y'all do it yourselves.
Okay. Which television source do you primarily get your news from? Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, or local news?
All of the above except Fox News.
Okay, my answer would be all of the above. I'll tell you why I tune into Fox. Sometimes I need a good laugh. And then sometimes I really need to understand how they're going to throw something. So I tuned in this week to watch. I watched Fox and Friends on Tuesday because I wanted to see the
you were
spin.
real bold. I hope you had a
I
drink.
watched it for like 5 hours.
Oh, you must have been drinking.
So I didn't. No, I did laugh the entire time. So they're like, America is such a great place. It's never been better under the regime of Donald Trump. And a Fox News poll reporting that 97% of Americans feel at peace now that Donald Trump is in office.
Where? How? By the way, regime means a government, especially under an authoritarian leadership. Just a side note.
Okay. Let's see. We're gonna skip down and do you believe that the mainstream media does not do their due diligence or fact checking before publishing stories on the Trump administration? I think the facts are in. Like, it's if I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, the facts are there. If I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid has tainted my water. Okay? No matter where I look, the facts about what you're doing are there. Factually, you're affecting people that don't need. You're breaking up families. You're affecting
Literally.
policy that makes no sense at all. So no, I think when I come in here, I don't say anything about Donald Trump that is not factual. I have at least 5 or 6 sources. I don't get behind a mic and just say random things.
And I don't think
I
any
never
of
have.
the news sources that we have.
I don't think people intentionally
said.
obstruct news and create. See, there's a thing about fake news and then false news. Okay, false news is a story that is reported incorrectly, accidentally. Fake news is a story that has been completely made up and fabricated. For Donald Trump and his administration, Kellyanne Conway, Omarosa Manigault, Sean Spicer, Steve Bannon, all the way up to call reputable news sources, people that have dedicated their lives to factual information and providing insight to people based on facts, fake as if it's been completely made up, fabricated, and just blatantly incorrect. It's one thing to get a story wrong because you did not cite all of your sources or fact, and these are things that people learn. Like, people, you don't really have to take an intro to journalism class to get it. You got a C on a paper because you did not cite your source correctly.
Right.
Once you realize that all you had to do was cite the source, there was people that I know that were just petty. Every paragraph was from somewhere else, and they had 4 pages in their bibliography.
You asked for them.
You know what I'm saying? But if you cite the damn source, like that's regardless. Let's continue. Because I'm going to skip through because some of these are just repetitive and retarded. Do you believe that the media unfairly reported on President Trump's executive order temporarily restricting people entering our country from nations comprised by radical Islamic terrorism? Now, first of all y'all are doing is once again, you said it wasn't a Muslim ban. This question says that it is. Like, this question in itself, do you believe that the media unfairly reported on President Trump's executive order temporarily restricting people entering our country from nations, these 7 countries, comprised by radical Islamic terrorism?
Compromised.
So are you saying compromised by radical Islamic terrorism?
Who
So you're
says that
telling me
these
that
7
these 7 nations have been compromised by
all
radical...
7
Yeah, all 7 of them.
have been compromised by radical Islamic terrorism? When? How? I need receipts. Give me the receipts.
So do Muslim people just live there, or have radical Islamic terrorists literally taken over these 7 countries?
All 7?
And all 7 of those countries have performed terrorist attacks on America. See, we have such short-term memory. If we go back 2 weeks ago, the White House came out with 78 terrorist attacks that the media ignored. 77 of them were made up.
No, all of them were made up.
My point exactly.
One of them stemmed from, it was almost like you go to a movie, this is based on true events. There was one that it had foundations in something that actually happened.
The Bowling Green Massacre?
Yes, but it wasn't true. Kellyanne, you made this up. You made this up.
But what about all the terrorist attacks in Atlanta?
Where? I have lived in Atlanta since I was 7 years old. Where? How? You telling me
I'm sorry, I meant
terrorist?
Orlando.
That's not a city. It's not a thing.
Were you aware that there was a poll released revealing that a majority of Americans actually supported President Trump's temporary restriction executive order? Were you aware that there was a poll that said that? No. You know why you
that's
weren't?
a lie.
Because you don't watch Fox News. That's where the poll came from.
And it was a lie.
No, it was true. Most people that watch Fox News were in favor. So a Fox News poll would obviously say that.
I need an actual. Let's just continue. Let's just continue.
All right. Do you believe that, contrary to what the media says, this is them discrediting?
No,
the
I don't
media
want
in
you
the
to skip
survey?
question 13.
Okay. Do you believe that the political correctness has created biased news coverage on both illegal immigration and radical Islamic terrorism?
What the hell? What? Do you believe that political correctness has created biased news coverage? How? I believe that y'all are trying to create a bias with the ban, with 78 false terrorist attacks. That's what I believe. No, I don't believe that political correctness has created biased news coverage.
Okay, do you believe that, contrary to what the media says, raising taxes does not create jobs?
Oh my God. Who wrote this? Did Steve Banning write
A White
this?
House intern.
I'm pretty sure Steve Banning has his hands all over this entire
Do you
website.
believe that people of faith have been unfairly characterized by the media? Let me ask that another way. Do you feel that people of faith have been unfairly characterized by the Trump administration? Because this, like, everybody, I profess my belief in Jesus all the time. But people of faith is not only Christians.
Right.
So you ask this question, do you believe that people of faith have been unfairly characterized by the media? I ask, do you believe if people of faith have been unfairly characterized by the Trump administration? Because Muslims are people of faith as well.
They are.
So your unfair characterization of all of these people from 7 nations being radical Islamic terrorists. I got a survey of my own I'm going to make up and put out. Do you believe that the media wrongly attributes gun violence to Second Amendment rights?
All right, listen, I didn't read all these questions.
Now,
when
this
you
one
sent me
got
this link
me.
last night.
Like, this one got me. First of all, the lie that the media has been trying to vie for the Second Amendment to be abolished and done away with is false. That is a false narrative. No one said that the right to bear arms is a wonderful thing about this country. It's amazing. There are some places guns shouldn't be. Schools, churches. Subways.
Listen.
Airports.
Why does this need to be here?
And personally, as a black man,
Jesus.
I don't want your ass strapped coming up on me at any moment, at any time, anywhere, talking about I look suspicious, because we die for those reasons.
We do. Quickly.
That's all. That's my problem with it. You have self-deemed neighborhood watchmen that believe that they can take me out because I'm drinking an iced tea and eating some damn Skittles.
And then they don't go to jail. How?
And sell the gun on eBay. Do you believe that the media has been far too quick to spread false stories about our movement? All we have to do is tell the truth. Nothing's false.
We're repeating what you're saying. We literally just take the audio clip. Here's what they said.
You know what? Case in point.
The podium for the first time and utter a falsehood. Why did he do that? It undermines the credibility of the entire White House press office on day one.
Don't be so overly dramatic about it, Chuck. You're saying it's a falsehood, and they're giving Sean Spicer, our press secretary, gave alternative facts to that. But the point remains.
Wait a minute. Alternative facts? Alternative facts. 4 of the 5 facts he uttered. The one thing he got right was Zeke Miller. 4 of the 5 facts he uttered were just not true. Look, alternative facts are not facts.
They're falsehoods. Lies. Falsehood is the nice political correct way of saying lie. Okay? So, have we been far too quick to spread false stories? Y'all create alternative facts. That's what Kellyanne Conway said. He gave an alternative fact. Anything alternative to a fact, alternative means opposite. Like, I don't know if these people don't know what these words mean. I don't know if people just don't feel like this stuff is like you just don't know what it means at all.
He gave an it's bad. He laughed in the clip. An alternative fact?
Well, see,
what is
because
that?
You have to process it. And I think that's part of the problem. Like, that's what we need to work on. The Secretary of Education was very important that we got that right. Because there are a lot of uneducated people that just think alternative is a big word. It sounded right. Well, there's facts and alternative facts. No such thing.
Wrong.
Lie.
Bad.
Very bad.
Dumb.
We're almost done, guys. I know this is just. I'm gonna redeem myself. I'm gonna have a party after this because this is you just can't make this up. You can't make it up.
I've got to read question 18.
Go for it.
Do you believe that the media uses slurs rather than facts to attack conservative stances on issues like border control, religious liberties, and Obamacare?
Do I?
Yes.
Not necessarily. I don't.
Let's keep going with the questions, and then I'm gonna say what my issue is with the majority of this survey. Do you believe that the media purposely tries to divide Republicans against each other in order to help elect Democrats? Elect them when?
When and how?
Where? Is there a midterm election coming up that I'm not aware of? I don't think so. Do you believe that the media creates false feuds? That's the same question. Do you believe that the mainstream media has been too eager to jump to conclusions about rumored stories? That's the same question as, not 13, 10 or something like that. Same question. Do you believe that if Republicans were obstructing Obama like Democrats are doing to President Trump, the mainstream media would attack Republicans?
Read that question one more time for me.
Do you believe that if Republicans were obstructing Obama like Democrats are doing to 45, the mainstream media would attack Republicans?
Let's just stop the press.
Let's stop right there. Let's go to the first part of this question.
Obstructing Obama?
If Republicans were obstructing Obama like Democrats are doing to 45. If Republicans were obstructing Obama like Democrats are doing to 45, because I just refuse to put his last name and such a highly esteemed title together. I refuse.
It's fine, but my response to that is I have just one thing, like one example. Mitch McConnell.
Enough said.
That's all I got to say. Mitch McConnell, after the election of President Barack Obama in 2008, Mitch McConnell went before the GOP and said, we need to do all we can do to make this man a one-term president. What type of because it didn't happen, all that says is that the power that y'all thought y'all had, like we cannot just erase the fact that you did attempt to obstruct this man. That's what the hell you did. Like literally, that's what you did.
That's all.
That's what you did, and all is forgotten. Like it's all over now. It's all over now. You know what? We were just kidding. We loved Obama.
Did you? When? I couldn't tell when you were blocking everything he tried. You wouldn't let this man get a Supreme Court judge in.
Had to write executive orders? Not because it's because you guys would not stand behind one thing. He
not
one piece of legislation he could get nothing through.
Not even Obamacare's / Affordable Health Care Act that was started by a Republican.
Like you want some real talk? You want some real talk? You be like, well, all you black people should be satisfied that was your black president. Look, Obama was black enough. But if I had my preference,
I need President Palmer.
I'm about to start cussing. I don't really want to cuss. But if I had my preference, my nigga Barry would have let all my niggas go free. Just would have released them all. He would have just said,
open
you know
all
what?
Of the doors.
Open the floodgates.
Listen.
Free at last. Free at last. Thank God, we are free at last. That's what my black president would have done. If I had my way, I'm good with Obama.
This question is so asinine to me. What do you mean if Republicans were obstructing Obama? That's all you did. All you did was obstruct Obama. Down to the last second. That is all you spent your time doing. So, and the mainstream media didn't attack them as much. Was it discussed? Yes. But really?
Come on, bruh.
Really? Really? That's the dumbest question of this entire survey, if you ask me. Because that's an alternative fact. There is no if. You did. You obstructed Obama. And Democrats are obstructing 45 because he keeps picking unqualified people for these high positions. You picked a Secretary of Education who's never been in a public school in her life. How? You put a failed company man over Treasury. I'm outdone. I'm outdone. You're grinning. I've got to know what you've got to say next. I need to hear it. You're done?
I'm frustrated. Like, that's what I am. I'm damn frustrated, okay? I'm damn frustrated. I feel like I'm gonna have to put on my Atlanta. I'm having to reach down into every root of Atlanta that is in me. Start talking like I'm from Atlanta, and I am over it, bro. I am over it. I am disgusted. I am bothered. We got to finish this up because coming up on the end of the hour. What was the next question? What was the next damn survey question, Tiff? What was the next damn question?
The next one I want to read, or you want me to read the very next one?
The next one.
Do you agree with the president's decision to break with tradition by giving lesser-known reporters and bloggers the chance to ask the White House press secretary questions? When? When did they do that? Do I need to pull up the press conferences again? I missed a press conference where they opened it up to all known or lesser known reporters and bloggers. Did I miss a press conference? Educate me. I don't watch TV all the time. Maybe I missed one. It's possible. I didn't know who YFN Lucci was. Maybe I missed a memo. I'm moving to the next question because
Let's go.
I can't. Do you agree with the 45's media strategy to cut through the media's noise and deliver our message straight to the people? All right. Do you believe that our party should spend more time and resources holding the mainstream media accountable?
What do you mean by that?
That's the end of the survey. I got to write mine to fill this out.
Well, I'm not filling it out because there's no point. The part of the question that got me, that I'm stuck on, that I will stay on, it's just one question about his damn Twitter account. That's the only one that I have the serious problem with. Do you agree with President Trump's media strategy to cut through the media's noise and deliver our message straight to the people?
No. He's a Twitter bully.
Are you asking me if I think that Donald Trump should continue to use his Twitter account? That's what you're asking. One question, one answer. What you're saying is some bull. Expletive. Expletive. That's all I got.
Listen, in the words of my mom, what the Falcon? What's happening? How did we get here? What's going on? How did 45 really become our president? Is this real life? I'm awake. I'm not dreaming. This is real. I don't understand.
And I think that's it. I really think
I do not understand.
That's all we got, man. I think we're gonna talk about this. We're done talking about this. All right.
Oh, yeah, I can't.
I went 20 minutes over 10.
I can't.
Can't do anymore. But I will tell you, this survey is out there. If you see it today, beware. Encourage people to. This will be up on the ShakeUpAM.com. The analysis of it, because it's very important that we address like what the hell he's trying to do. Never have I ever seen the media attempt the presidential administration attempting to check and gut the media. I don't want reputable media sources. I want some more bloggers in, people that I can influence, pay them off to say that I'm doing better than I'm doing. That's really what he's looking for. People that have no accountability or have loyalty to him.
In his words, he's got huge announcements coming out next week. It's going to be big. A lot of big things coming out next week. Amazing things are happening. It's going to be great.
What I do want to say is, and you said the CBC sent him a letter.
Yep.
They also sent him a tweet this morning.
Yeah, the one about them saying that they wrote him a letter. Yeah.
And you never wrote back.
You never wrote back. Sad.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with more of the Shake Up. If you don't know, I'm telling you right now.
You're awake, by the way. You're not having a terrible, terrible dream. Also, you're not dead and you haven't gone to hell. This is your life now. This is our election now. This is us. This is our...
You're listening to The Shake Up, your #1 mobile morning show.